guys. Okay, so we're back for the, I think that we can get everything finished in this except for the booklets, which is fine. So I did go ahead and glue this down in the last video right at the end. So this is held on with the screw in the back. I did tighten it with a screwdriver. I glued the metal pieces, put on the corner pieces. I did fray check it. And of course we have the eyelet in the back, these two, and then here's the spine. So what I did in the meantime was I did take that white cording that I had, the elastic cord, and I dyed it this really pretty purple because I think it's gonna go really nice with these maroon colored flowers. I dyed this white flower. I used my Stampin' Up! Ink, Borgias Grape, or Borgias Grape, however you say it. Then I used, looks like I used Bumblebee and stained this one. Very light gold color. I think it's going to look really good against the cover. And then I kind of mixed Blackberry Bliss and Misty Moonlight. So this is the Blackberry Bliss. I also put a little bit of that with the Borgias Grape. So this is the purple, and I like how the white lace didn't really dye. It's really cool. So it's got like these different darker tones, and it's stuck into the fabric just right where it kind of like, you know, like edged it with the ink. It's really cool. And then it left like the lace white, which I think is really neat. And then when I did the bow, it did the same thing. I did that one with just the Misty Moonlight. And I love the two-tone effect that it gave, the bow. I'm having a hard time deciding which side. I wanted the blue to kind of go with these blue, like almost denim colored in the cross. So I don't know, but I'm really happy that these are already dyed. I'm okay with the more purpley color than the maroon. I'm actually okay with that. This is the inside of the cover because I didn't cover this whole inside with Tyvek, and I showed in the video. I probably should have. I did do the outside cover where I covered the entire thing in Tyvek, and that way you don't see like a break in the colors. So in here, this is the inside. We'll do a spine, and instead of doing the buckle like I talked about, I finally decided that I want to do an elastic. So even though I want to do an elastic closure, I don't want to have a knot. So I've been giving it some thought today, and I came up with a really cool idea, so hopefully we'll get to that part. But before we do anything, I want to ink the edges of the cardboard and the fabric. And I went ahead and got me a little tray of water. I'm just going to use my Distress ink, my walnut stain, and put a couple of drops in the water for each of them. It shouldn't take more than that. It's just the cardboard and the fabric does have a tendency to soak it up really good. And I'm recycling my gloves. They were washed, but, wait a minute. Nope, I need new gloves. I took them off the wrong way. Hang tight. Oh my goodness, what am I thinking? I don't need gloves if I'm inking it. Goodness gracious, what am I doing? So, basically all we need to do is just go around the edges. So I do have my little, you know, puff that I normally use. And I just want to make sure it just lightly does it for me. Actually, I need to soak that in pretty good. So it looks like it's going to be a pain. So let's just do it like that. Alright. And I can do a couple of layers if I'm needing to, but I just really want this look. And it looks like it is working the way I want. Let me make sure what it looks like on the outside. Oh yeah, that's pretty nice. I'm digging it. So I do like that the fabric is grabbing it a little bit, so that's really cool. It just gives it more of a distressed look when it's all said and done, and that's the look I like. I like things looking very distressed. Let's get a little bit of that going on there. I don't know if I want to go down my spine. That I'm not sure of. We'll see. I just want to make sure it gets it on the inside and the outside, but I want it that dark color, but I don't want it to soak, you know, down my fabric. I just want it to do it right on the edge, nowhere else. And I do it kind of dark at first because it will dry much lighter. It really, really will. Alright, so let's keep going around the inside, and then we will get the outside. This is working. Yeah. It just adds a little bit more to it. I think like the more you do to things, and the more layers you build up, the more it just adds character to the project. Like I said, you don't want this too soaking wet with your water because, you know, it is fabric, so it'll grab it and pull it all the way down. As much as water as you're going to put on it, you got to be kind of careful. You don't want it to grab it and take it way down. You just want it to stay right along the edge. And it also gives enough color to the edging that you can see that it's not perfect. And I do like that a little bit of strings are hanging. I will trim them up some, but yeah. Ooh, I had it resting against my tools over here. Okay. Question is, do we want to go down the spine with it? Like outline the spine? I'm not really sure yet, so we'll see. I'm gonna have to make a decision on that. Alright, so I'm looking at it. I'm a little bit darker there. I'm happy with that, happy with that. Do we want to do the spine? Oh, do we? Let's think before we do it, because once you commit, it's in it. I don't know if I want to do it on the inside. Not too sure about the outside. Let's go a little bit darker. Yeah, I'm liking this a lot. I don't think I want to do my spine. No, I just want to do my edges. If it were a mini album, I would most likely do my spine, but this is a cover and it's got fabric, and that's a lot different than, it's very different compared to the way I normally do it. So I do like that much. Okay, so I have decided what I wish to do here. Let's go ahead and clean up some of these though. I don't need them dangling and getting ink on things. No, I don't. Is there any more? Okay, go ahead and get these little inky things up. So we've got that. Alright, so I'm pretty sure I know what I'm going to do back here. I'm going to be adding more holes, believe it or not. But the first thing I do want to do is go ahead and decorate. I know that, I'm thinking I want that darker side showing. I know I want to take this charm. Let me make sure my chains are all hanging right. And I don't feel like sewing today. Normally I would just attach it right in here. But the way this is sitting, I actually don't need to. Okay, so this is my idea. This is how I'm going to be actually doing this. I'm going to be gluing this down where it will dangle right in the middle of the spine. I'm going to glue this in such a way that it looks like it is connected. I'll probably put a very small flower or rose right in there. Maybe even another metal piece. But let's go ahead and look at what we're going to do with these flowers. See how they're going to pop off the color really, really pretty? And the metal. Definitely know I want that on there. Let's go ahead and see. I have some more metal pieces. I may attach the dragonfly like just under the petal so that you don't see like the circle for the hook, you know, because it's a charm. I'm going to set it like that. Let's see. A key right here. I definitely want the key with the crown, and I'm okay with the charm part at the top of it. Yeah, and maybe even this key over here. Okay, I see a longer string. Grab that. Okay. So I'm thinking it's looking pretty good. Basically, all I gotta do is glue this stuff down. Do I want... Don't want that key. Whoops. I want that to stay pretty much the way it is. Probably put that key there and this key here. And I like that one like that. Alright, so that leaves me enough interesting stuff. The back, I may just do like a book plate and put the date that I designed this book. So that's what the cover is going to look like. But as I was laying this out, I realized we better get our eyelets and everything right, because it's going to be very hard and bulky to, you know, get this area going. So we need to get this completely into the 3-inch mark. It's actually a little over 3 inches according to my map. I mean, my mat. Okay. So, all right. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6. Not liking that. Okay. So, what we're gonna have to probably do is we're definitely gonna have to make something. We're gonna have to make a stencil of what we're wanting, basically, or a template, however you want to look at it. So let me grab a piece of paper and I'll be right back. Okay, so what I do is I just took one of my checklist index cards and I made sure to cut it where this is going to fit nicely right in the center. Because when it's folded, that's the key, right? So, whoops. Want to make sure we have it that when it sits on the edge, it is centered, right? Okay. So I think the easiest way to do this is to use the actual tool that we're going to use, which is this side right here, the hole puncher. You can see as it comes down, it makes that, you know, pop. Okay. So let's measure it out. I'm at just over 2 1/4. And let's see, we want to make sure that we've got 6. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thinking that's the way we're going to do it, my friends. So we're going to pop it through on each one. And I know it looks weird, but if we use this template on the top and the bottom, they will at least be even for my book. You know what I'm saying? You'll have to make a template based on your exact measurements. Like I said, mine's a 3-inch spine. Things change as you work with them. That's why you always want to, you know, basically like do a template. So as you can see, it's pretty even. So we are on the inside cover. You're gonna want to make sure. Let's go up a hair. All right, this is the tricky part, my friends. Basically need something that's gonna pop out and I'm gonna be able to see it. Okay. Now, gonna do it on the same orientation. Make sure, nope. Okay. Now what we're gonna have to do is punch our holes out and then we can set our eyelets in it. And I need to find the lid to this marker before it becomes a problem. Here we go. Stick it over there. So now, my friends, we're gonna pop these holes. And hopefully they actually pop the blue out. Oh my gosh, that is so tight for my hand. Oh my gosh. Did it not go through? What in the world? Oh, you are gonna go through. It's going through all that tie back is what it is. Okay, so we got one. Let me fast forward you guys through me popping these out, and we'll be right back. Okay, my friends, so if I can pop it through that many, I know y'all can. Because my hands are really bad with arthritis. So yeah, now we need all of our eyelets and some washers. Oof, don't need to dump them all out, but I did. So I'm going to go ahead and throw away that template because I don't need it. And what I'm going to do is from the front, right? We're going to put in our eyelets. This just makes the cording when you put it through, it makes it nice, and it doesn't tear on your spine so bad. So I'm hoping these eyelets go in here and don't give me a problem, because that would really suck, because I don't know how I would fix that. I'd probably scrap the whole video at this point if these don't work. And be like, you live, you learn, you got material to start again. And they're probably not perfectly straight, but I did the best I could. And the truth is once they're all in here, it's not going to really matter. Okay. Get in there. At least they are very secure in that. It doesn't look too crooked. I'm okay with it. It's not perfect, but you know, it is handmade. There's no question when you look at it and you're like, oh yeah, that was handmade. Not that that's a bad thing, right? But I do like that it's very noticeable that I put it together myself and I didn't purchase it. I do like that. Alright. We are asking a lot of my fingers today, guys. We really are. But I want this done so that I can start decorating. Because from here out, it gets easy once these boogers are set and I get my elastic on. For the front and for the books. I gotta get the elastic for that. Alright, so we got one more to go. Alright, and then I am going to put the washers because these have a tendency to be very jagged when you use just the tool to smash them. So if you purchase them where they have washers, I highly suggest it will be your friend. These are the washers. Let me get these back in here real quick. Okay, come here, you. I'm going to leave out 2 because I know I'm going to need 2 more. But all the rest can go up, because I'm going to be doing 2 more holes. But luckily, those should be a lot easier. Okay, so let's get those there. Let's go ahead and get our washers on. Oh, good Lord, we don't need that many. Come on now. Ooh. Come on, get off. It's not where you're going to live. You're going to be on the cover, don't you worry. You're just not going to be there. Alright, so you do want to kind of put this side here. Is that the right way? No. You want to put the shiny side down. Okay. I'll probably be fast forwarding you through this too, because all I'm just going to be doing is setting the eyelets. And I'm going to just do these 6 first. Let's get my hand as angry as it's going to be today and move on from it. deal. So what I am gonna do before I string these on, I can see. I'm about to go back over it with. Did I even fray check it? I'm trying to think now, because this should not be happening if I fray check. The only thing I can think of is I didn't, or I wet it too much with the ink, something. But either way it goes, it's gonna be fray checked. I don't know. Some of this I really like, so you know. Okay, there we go. So pretty, so pretty. So pretty. Alright, I got them the right way. Okay, now, I know what you're thinking, but just trust me. Trust me, I don't want to knot. So, I'm going to pop a hole right here. I'm going to pop a hole right here. Come back a little. Alright. And I'm going to set 2 more eyelets. Right? Okay, I don't need these no more. Where is the little bag? Dixie. Do you see a bunny or do you see the chicken? This time of day it's probably the chicken. Alright, so they're done. These are done. Good deal. Let's push this booger in there. Yeah, I know that you can put these eyelets in and then you could, like, you know, when you're clamping them down, you can clamp it over the material, you know, to like hold it in place, but that is not something I'm wishing to do. I'm going to show you. I've never done it before, so I'm hoping it's going to work, especially with me putting these holes on. If this booger will go through, good Lord. I know the hole was the right size. Okay. Fingers need a break after this for about 5 minutes, and then we'll go back to filming. But let's set them real quick. Why won't it go through the hole? It's me. It is not the eyelets. It is just me. My fingers do not do everything the right way. I cannot help it. Upside down. There we go. And here we go. We're going to set these real quick. And I'm going to take a break and we'll come back and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Plus we'll thread in our elastic. Really, both washers popped off. Aren't y'all just being jerks today? Aren't you? Aren't you? Aren't you? Well, we're going to get you real quick. You booger. Alright, so there's one. That's good. It's not jagged. Last thing I want is jagged. I don't want it to cut my fingers, and I don't want it to tear my elastic.
I'm gonna fix me a TV dinner.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Recording. Alright. So, there we go. I got a string on the inside. So we've got this on the back, right? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yeah, we've got to use spray check. I don't think I did. I don't think I did. Alright, so we've got this done. Let me take a break and fix him his dinner. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so I had to take a little bit of a break from my hands. I took off my bracelets and I took off my rings. And I think we're okay. So, here's the deal. When you have 6 eyelets, you're technically going to be able to get 7 or 8 bucks into your journal cover if you have that many holes. So, the easiest way to string it is to divide the string up to where it does 3 at a time, okay? So, let me show you, because this is actually going to end up holding 8 booklets for me. So, since we want our knot on the inside cover, okay, not the outside, we're going to start on the inside when you string. So, pick the second hole, because we're just doing 3 at a time, right? Then we're going to cut the string and do the other 3. I just think it's a lot easier than trying to show you how to do it. And it's not going to end up very nicely. So let's just do it this way. So since we want the knot for our 4th booklet on the inside, we're going to start here. We're going to push it out. And my elastic is quite long. So yeah, I mean, it just is what it is. I'm going to pull it till I have about that much cording left in here. Okay, so let's go all the way back over here because I don't want to cut this into several strands and have it too short. I'd rather work with one long piece than have it too short and make it tight. I don't want to make it tight. So we're going back in, okay, see? We're going to go back in. So we're just going to pull all this goodness through. And I pulled that a little far. So like I said, I want about like that. Okay. So since we came in this hole, since we came in this hole right here, we're going to go in the exact same hole at the bottom and pull it through the front. To the front, I mean. So we're just pulling it to the front. And don't let it knot, because that would suck. You don't want that. Okay. Alright. So, as you can see, I only need my cord to go just a little bit past the center. Okay? So this one's nice and tight the way I want it. You can always, I do like them a little tight. I don't like them too loosey-goosey. I really don't. Alright. So since we came out the front cover at that bottom, we're going to go right back in here in the center one and pull it towards the middle of our cover. Okay. Now, here's the cord that we're going to end up tying the string to, but in the meantime, we have to go right back out that same hole. Okay. This is why I do like it when there's eyelets, because it's very easy to push your cording through. So, we're just going to pull it out the back. Okay. Alright, so this is what we should have so far. We have 1 string, 2 string, okay? The one that's not, so we're going to go right into the hole right beside of this. So we're going to go in this hole, okay? We're going to pull it to the center, and we're going to go directly down to the 3rd hole because we came in at the top in the 3rd hole. So we're going to go into the bottom. Straight now from it, and we're going to pull it. Basically what we're doing is we're pulling it to the front, and we don't want to knot, remember? Okay, so what we have on the inside at this point is we have the string that we need to tie, and we have 3 strings. And as you can see, I got a little off center, but it'd be all right. I ain't worried about it. The books will train each other how to lay. I'm not really worried about it. So on the bottom, we have these 2. And we came out that one. We're going right back into the center one. Okay. And we're going to pull that string up into the center. Okay. That's what we got. So when we flip our book on the outside, you can see on the spine, we have these 2 elastics right here, nicely threaded. And we have them, whoops. Good thing I checked that before I snipped it and tied it. Don't do that, watch. Ooh. Alright, like I said, my fingers are being a bit of a jerk. So, okay. And there we go. So we have the 2 nice laces, top and bottom. Okay, so let's get into the center and let's work with it. So I want to test my strings here. I think they're about the right way. What I want to do is I want to cut my string after I tie it. I do not want to cut it before I tie it, because I like to tighten this knot up. I'm trying to get all the excess string up onto my desk. So basically what I want to do is I want to take the piece that's cut. I want to grab the piece that's not. And I just basically want to do like a knot, a simple knot, okay? And I want to make sure that's nice and tight and not going to come apart. And now I will cut this. As soon as I find my scissors, there they are. I'm like, what am I doing? So I'm gonna go about like that. I don't like to have too much extra string. So this will technically, in theory, this is going to hold 4 booklets. Most of the time, I just double this one together I mean, I won't lie. And if I have a reason for, you know, a fourth notebook, so be it. So we're going to thread the next 3 the exact same way. So let's go ahead and do it again. Like I said, you want your string, your knot on the inside like we just did. Let me see if I can get my camera to go back just a hair. So since we want the knot on the inside, we start in the middle of the 3 eyelets we got, eyelets we have left, and we're gonna pull this string until just a little bit of that elastic is left in the center. Like I said, just a little past half, and we are good. Okay, so since we are on the outside, we're gonna come into the one closest to the strings we already have. So we're pulling it towards the center. We're gonna go in the eyelet directly below it, and we're gonna pull the string to the front cover. Okay. Remove all the stuff that's making a racket. Okay, where's the string? There we go. All right, so that's what we have so far. We have where we just went out, back in, down, and back out. So we're gonna flip it over, and I'm gonna show you. You're gonna go right here into this center. Okay, and we're gonna pull it towards the middle. And that's gonna, whoops, we don't wanna pull it too tight. You know, we wanna keep it a little past middle. So even though we have the string hanging out of the middle hole, what we need to do is we need to go right back out that hole. So we're gonna pull it a little tight so we can get this other piece of elastic in, and we're gonna pull it to the front. If you need, just go back through this part in slow-mo, and it'll make complete sense, I promise. Okay, so now we're out. We got this nice little threading right here. We're gonna come in the last eyelet. We're gonna pull it to the center. And again, my tools got in the way. They're gonna make a noise. All right, so here we are. We're nice and tight. All right, so let's go out the one directly below it. We're gonna pull it to the front cover. All right, so when we flip it over, we are nicely laced here. We have that one here, and to finish the look, we're gonna go back into the center eyelet, and we're gonna pull it to the center until it is nice and taut. I'm gonna check my strings. If this one is too loose, it's this guy that's not tied yet. We need to secure. I like it when it makes that cut, whoops, when it makes about like that. So again, I want to get my string out the way over here. I don't want to cut it until I make the knot, and I make the knot in this direction. Sorry, it's easier for my hands. So I'm just going to do the same thing I did over here. I'm going to try to keep my knots about in the same position. Go like that. Make it nice and tight. That works. Make sure it's not going anywhere, and then let's cut it about the same length. All right. So see, we technically can get 1, 2, let's see. Let's just do it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 booklets in here if we really wanted to. Now, do you see why I wanted a 3-inch spine? And this is the look that we have achieved on the outside. I think it is super pretty. You can always dangle charms with little jump rings down here. Super cute. So let's throw this piece away. So now what I have left is a lot of elastic, okay? And what I am thinking I am going to absolutely need to do is go get 4 more booklets from the store. Yes, I do, before I want to put on the backing of this elastic that's going to go to the door knocker. But what I am going to go ahead and do is I'm going to show you my thoughts here. So I have these beads I was thinking about dangling from the charm there, and they already have a jump ring on them. And I have 2 of the exact same beads. Here we go. So let us see what we can do here. I want to thread the elastic through the jump ring, which looks like it's going to be a bit tight, but it will work. I do believe this is going to have to be trimmed. Okay. Yeah, if it's trimmed nice and straight, it's going to work so much easier for y'all. Okay. See, it went right through my jump ring. Okay, basically I'm just tying a knot. That's the way I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna tie a knot around this, right? Wait a minute, I tied it in the wrong spot. Get my tool to let it, make it release. There we go. Because I want my little bead to dangle. I only want to tie that knot on the jump ring, not the bead itself, just the jump ring. Okay, so I'm making sure it's super tight. That's the way I want it. All right, I'm gonna trim that. Not too far from the knot, but just enough. You know what I mean? So what I am gonna do, is I am going to do much the same thing as I just did. I am going to start on the outside, except this time I'm going in this hole, okay? Yes, I am. Okay. Is that how I'm doing it? I think that's the way I was gonna do it. My phone just went off. I was like, what's going on? Okay. So how did I want to do it? I kind of want these beads dangling down. And see, the best way to do it is... Yeah. Okay, so I'm going up the opposite hole here. Yes, I am. Okay, so basically what I want to do is I want to see how far I need it to be. Okay, let's turn it that way. I don't want to turn it the wrong way. Okay, so if it is like this, I want that bead tight to the back, but I don't want my cover smashed. I want to make sure my cover has enough room. I'm thinking, okay, let's go like this. Yeah, I'm thinking that's the way I'm wanting to do it, but I don't know if that's right. So I'm just testing here out, guys. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. Yeah, that's the way I want to do it. I want to have it where my beads are stuck, and through my hole here is my elastic. So I'm not sure how far I need to have it in order to make it work right. The easiest thing to do is to decorate the books first that I'm intending to use, because I don't want my cover like that. You know, I don't want it so tight that I can't like have love and stuff inside of it, you know, all kinds of goodies. I want to make sure I have some good stuff going on. So I want to make sure that when I secure it, basically, okay, which one do I need to pull here? Okay. Whoops. I think you guys understand what I'm saying. I want to make sure that my cover can sit very nice and straight. Probably a little bit more. So what we're going to do is, we've pretty much got this idea figured out, right? So I'm going to go ahead and remove this. Let's go ahead and decorate the cover. And then I will go get the 4 remaining books really quickly at Walmart. And we will set about decorating and putting on our closure. Or probably just put on our closure, and in the next video, the first notebook I use will decorate. How about that? That's probably what we'll do, is we'll decorate each book as I'm about to use it. And yeah, I think that would be amazing. So, let's go ahead and get these flowers on, since I know where I want them. Okay, got a little bit of fabric tack sticking right on the top here. Okay, so I wanted, whoops, volunteer. Volunteer. I got a little bit of purple on the edge of that flower. So I'll stick that there, and I had said I wanted it like this. I kind of want to see, you know, my metal pieces, but not a butt ton. And I am using Fabri-Tac because it holds, it makes it super tight, and it's just wonderful. I love it. I will decorate. This dry. I'm gonna go get some notebooks. Okay, but this is basically the cover. Oh, it's so pretty. And then we have this is our spine, and it'll dry nicely. I'm not worried about it. I love this. It looks so nice. And then on the back, I'll later probably put a book plate. I don't know where they are at the moment. That's why I don't have it out. And yeah, so let's let this dry, and then we'll put on our elastic closure with these little beads that we're gonna dangle, and we'll put in some notebooks and decorate one. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, so these have set, and the only thing I did while I ran to the store was I glued on a little key right here on the center of the bow. So this is the spine, and it does dangle. So cute. Here is the front. I think it's just simply gorgeous. And then of course we're gonna put our attachments on the back with the beads and the elastic. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and put in the booklets. I did go ahead and go to Walmart, and I grabbed 8 booklets. So I just wanna flip to somewhere in the center. I'm gonna stick them in the back. So there we go, there's the first one. And then we'll stick another one in here. I'm gonna put all 8 in. I'm not saying that I will house 8 of them in here at a time, but I want to set the elastic closure for if I had 8 books in here. So, ooh, okay. Is that in the center? Yeah, it's in the center. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our next one in here. Well, I flipped right to the center of that one. Like I said, these little line journals have 30 pages in them. They're $1 at Walmart. They're made by Pen Gear, I believe, which is the Walmart stationery brand. And I will be covering each of the booklets as I get to it. This will be something that y'all will see on the channel for the next few months until these booklets are completely used up. I'm hoping to get 6 months worth of Bible study in here, or Bible journaling. And then I'll make another one for the other half of the year. Or, yeah, so that's pretty much my goal. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so this should be pretty chunky when we go to shut it in just a second, and that's what I'm hoping. So, alright, so as you can see, all 8 booklets are in here. It was not difficult to make, and I'm actually going to stop trimming these because I think they're just so cute. Couple of the longer ones, yeah, I'll pull away, but I mean, gosh, guys, look how pretty that is. And the spine, of course, with the dangling chain and the beads. I just think it's so pretty. I love the way that this turned out. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our elastic closure on here. So we're just gonna let that rest on the what we call flowers for a moment. All right, so I want the bead on the outside. is the do. So I'm gonna thread this through, and I'm gonna give it probably, let's see, I'm gonna probably stick a couple more items in here for like as it bulks up with stickers and things. So let me set this like in there. All right, yeah, that's the way I want it. Okay, so I definitely want to bring, excuse me, I'm trying to work this. This is something I'm just making up. I have not seen anybody do it. I'm really hoping this works the way I want it to, and I want it to go like there, and I don't want it super tight. I do want it to have a little bit of give. Okay, so I'm gonna rest it right here, and we're gonna work with the end of the elastic and put the other bead on. Oh, where are my scissors? Here they are. Okay, the other bead, which is probably right here. Okay, there we go. Right through the jump ring. Oops, it came off the front. That's not what I wanted. Okay, where's my bead? Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna actually have to, let's cut it pretty long. Alright, how are we gonna do this? Okay, I guess we could do it this way. Alright. I need to make it a lot tighter. Ooh, that is actually a really good idea. So hang tight, guys. Hang tight. I know what I'm doing now. Alright. I think you guys will like what I'm about to do. Alright. Like I said, we want to make sure that it's not seriously tight, but that our bead still dangles. And then in order, see, just a little bit past the knot. Let's take these extra items out. Ooh, okay. So we have this the way we want it. All right, come on. So I'm going to go ahead and tie a makeshift knot in the meantime that I can always undo as I need more room. And this is difficult for my fingers. It's not difficult to tie a slip knot, but it is for me because, yeah, my fingers don't want to work. All right. Let's try 2 fingers. I just need to get it through, and then I can slowly get it where I'm wanting it. Don't lose it. Okay. Now here's the part where we just go nice and easy and cinch it to like where we need. And I can always loosen that knot. I'm gonna go back through here in the center. Yeah, this way it'll hold it closed while it's kind of thin, and I can remove that knot in this loop part as it gets much thicker. That's not what I wanted. Let's not do that because I don't want a lot of looseness. All right, where's my tool? Because this is how I will definitely be removing knots as long as I don't stab the elastic. All right. Come on. Let's get it going. All right. Yeah, let's take it out. Now what's going on? Yes. Okay. And this should be the way I want it. Now that I've got it tight. and I don't want it to twist it. So see, it's gonna be nice and plush there. And then I can pull my elastic once I untwist it. Whoops. Don't be like that. And put it right on my door knocker. Well, door hinge. See what I mean? So I have a nice closure. If I need to, I can always adjust the slack in it, but it will definitely hold it shut. What is going on here is so twisted. It needs to sit like this for a while. But yeah, I really love this. I think it has turned out so pretty. I love that I have plenty of play. I can undo the knots. I have these 2 dangling beads in the back instead of the big old knot on the inside, you know, like you normally do. And then here is my spine. So pretty. If it will lay straight. Sorry guys, my hands are not cooperating for this video tonight. But this is just so darling. I love the way it turned out. I hope you guys like it too. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you want to see more types of videos where I construct the notebooks from scratch, or if you would like to see me take notebooks that we can purchase on Amazon and other places and alter them. So until I see you guys in another video, y'all have a nice day. Bye.